got to check this out. Today we're going to be looking at the Casio PV-1000. And here it is. Casio PV-1000 came out in 1983, so 40 years ago. And it was made to compete. Casio wanted to get into the console business because they were making MSX computers. They did all those small LCD games, video games, and they're like, well, why don't we get a piece of the market too? So they released this in 1983 to compete with the Famicom, the SG-1000, the Tommy Tudor Jr., and the Cassette Vision Jr. So here it is. And let's take a quick look. Here are the cartridges. So I have just a few: Super Cobra, Pachinko UFO, and this is Mahjong. And then these carts, it had its own dust cover so that it would protect from the cartridge from getting, dust in it and getting corroded. So it's just like the Atari, the early Atari, like 5200, they have these dust covers as well. So if you put it in the system, it will just be able to get the cartridge pins exposed, the slot exposed. And I have Super Cobra here. I don't know what that says. Some kind of maybe quality sticker or something. And then this is how the back looks like on these. So it looks fairly similar to a Famicom cart, kind of, but without the dust protection. And then I also had the Multicart, which Team Europe made. So it's a one of these to move the dials, flip it up and down, the switches, dip switch. So those are all 13 games. And then we have the big power supply. And this is how the original joysticks look like. It has that same look from Atari and all the early consoles during the day. Really, the first one was Famicom, which eliminated this thing. Over time, though, it kind of this one's kind of getting exposed. So Team Europe had this NES style controller made, which is nice, and it works. And he put PV-1000, so it connects here. So I like it. It's much easier since I grew up in this kind of era where you use this kind of directional pad instead of this, which the Atari used, and I didn't grow up in that era. So yeah, and then we'll talk about the console itself. Here we go, the PV-1000, made by Casio. The two for the directional pads, and then use game pack. So of course you just put this in here and boom, it goes in. No eject, easy to take in and out. And on the side here, this is for channel 1, channel 2, 95, 96 in Japanese channels because it's only RF. You can mod this to composite, I believe. I just don't know how to do it myself. I'll have to get someone to mod this for me to composite if I want to do that ever. And this is for the power supply. Nothing's on the back, it's just the label. It says Casio AC 100 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. Made in Japan, Casio Computer Company Limited, PV-1000. So that's what it says, and nothing else. So let's take a look at some gameplay of this system, fairly obscure system. I keep reading this is only available for like 6 weeks in 1983, then Casio dumped it, and then they released the PV-2000, which is a computer version of this, but it's not compatible. Like, you can't put a PV-2000 cartridge in here. So I've never seen one of those in real life, and it's expensive to buy a PV-2000. So yeah, I probably won't be getting one of those ever. And then I like the shape of this console. It's still very modern, even though it came out in the 80s. It's, it doesn't look very dated, not unlike the wood grain finish of the older systems from the 70s, the Astrocade and the Woody, the 2600. So yeah, this can fit in like consoles today. But let's take a look at some gameplay. Okay, so we have the snow here on, and let's put in Super Cobra first. We're going to use the old controller and not the new controller. So we put this in and the power switch on here. And look at that. So it's probably a 95. Might be. Let's see. Yeah, here's Super Cobra, channel 95, 1981 by Konami. So this is an okay controller, but it's kind of uncomfy. Oh well, but yeah, it does have start and select. There's actually no pause button here, strangely enough, on the Casio PV-1000. So here it is. You can hear it. One-handed. Oh, there you go. I was wondering, why come I can't shoot forward? I'm so used to the other controller with this thing now. But yeah, it's just like, it just looks pretty good, the graphics, for being a early 80s system, but this is not as powerful as the Famicom or the Sega SG-1000. But yeah. Here. Oh, I'll turn it up a little bit here. But yeah. There we go. So if you know Super Cobra, you know what you're supposed to do. But since I am playing with one hand, I'm just trying to show you guys some gameplay of this system. Oh geez. Okay. So it has all the sound effects there. Oh, game over. So that is Super Cobra. And let's put the other game here. Mahjong, even though, whatever. Mahjong is Mahjong. Oh, and something's wrong with this. Okay. But Mahjong, yeah. But let's look at this other game we have here. Pachinko UFO, which is like very popular in Japan for some reason. Oh geez, I gotta fix this again. 95 again. Let's do it. There. Pachinko UFO, press start. I don't know the basis of Pachinko. Thought it was like slot machines or something, but it's not. So it kind of reminds me of like pinball, kinda, but it's not either. So you're supposed to get in those slots, but yeah, kind of a boring game though. But it came with the system when I got it. All right. So not much there. Let's see if this thing actually works, this Mahjong. It's like, oh geez. But yeah, if you want to see more, okay, let's do it again. Not much. Like this other button you can't really use. You have to use this button to, see? Use this button in order to get the balls in there. There we go, we got one. We got a few. So it's kind of like, reminds me of, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Family Feud Plinko. That's what it reminds me of. Remember that the game on the game show there? Plinko. But this is Pachinko, so I guess it's related. Alright, well, you're probably bored watching this Pachinko UFO. So let's try to look one more game here, and then we'll try the Multicart. Alright, we'll try back Mahjong again. Looks like I did the same tactic where I have to change the channel again. Yeah, so let's go to 95 again. Oh, not 98, sorry. No, okay, 95. No, 95, jeez. Sorry guys, okay. Ooh, you can see it, kind of. 90, come on. Oh, pressing the wrong button, sorry. 95. There we go, we got Mahjong. All right, press select and start. Select, oh, sorry. Select button is here. Press start. I have no clue how to play this Mahjong. It's different than Mahjong, I know. So this game is basically worthless for me because I can't read Japanese. Okay. I'll learn. People say learn Japanese. It's a hard language to learn, especially when you're English. It's not really related. It's not like coming from English to Spanish or something like that. Or, well, French is pretty hard for me at least to learn. But anyway, yeah, so here is Mahjong, and not too much going on. Alright. And then we have here the Multicart. So we have, right now, we have put in, geez. Okay, let's put this down. Focus. Okay. So we have that one up. So that is, I think it is, let's put it in the cart, sorry. Okay, so this Multicart from Team Europe, and it's all 13 games. And I have to do this again. For some reason, every time I change a game in the PV-1000, oh, I have Puyon. Puyon is good. All right, Puyon, let's push start. You know Puyon. It's like on every early 80s console. So it's harder with this controller, but the braces is you have to destroy the balloons. But they have their own shields, and watch out for these guys. Yeah, so it's a good, it's a faithful arcade port. Oh shoot, I got hit. But yeah, Puyon is good. So let's try some other games out here. So what you gotta do is, since it's a dip switch, you'll have to turn off the system, and then you have to select based on the diagram. Next one. So I got screwed there. So okay, let's turn this off. The only thing is you gotta take out the cart each time because it's hidden under here. See that? You can't really see how to select it. So I will put this down, focus the iPhone camera again. So, okay, so we just played Puyon, right? Okay, so let's put this down, and actually Amadar is good. I like Amadar. So let's put all these dials up, and let's see what else we have here. Okay. So you gotta press 95 again. 95 and Amadar. Jeez. Okay, so push start. So this reminds me of like Pepper 2. You know Pepper 2? So you have to press. Oh jeez. One hand, it's impossible to play with this. Okay. So you gotta do focus here is get all the card, all the. Okay. See, it lights up once you got all, when you eat up all the dots. There we go. There we go. Amadar was also on the 2600, like a lot of early 80s consoles. So I'm planning to do is like a dual long play, or like just with a tripod at least. I was gonna do video capture also, but I don't know. I could do it as well, video capture with this, but okay. Oh jeez. So that's Amadar. Good game. Easier with two hands. So let's try another game here. And be careful, if you get this Multicart from Team Europe, don't change the thing when it's on. Don't change the dip switches when it's on. So let's try Dig Dug. So you just put this one down, and let's see. Dig Dug is on every early console as well. Again, 95. Ooh. There we go, Dig Dug. So these games by itself are expensive. I'm glad Team Europe made this because it's impossible to find the games, and it's so expensive to find the games. So I'm glad. But yeah, here is Dig Dug, and it's not in focus. There we go. Oh, this game's hard to play with one hand too. Dang it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, but yeah. What do you think of this port of Dig Dug? I think it's good. Yeah, but this is again a very obscure console. It was never released outside of Japan, so I'm a fan of Casio Electronics, and I like their, oh geez, I don't have enough time. Okay, but yeah, this controller sucks. You use this controller, luckily at Team Europe again. Team Europe Klaus made, this is better for this system. I'm so glad Nintendo came out with that instead of this, using this thing. Imagine PS5 using this kind of, ugh. All right. Oh, I'm good at this game normally, so you just keep, it's impossible with one hand. So, anyhow, yeah, Casio PV-1000, it's a great obscure system. It's too bad it never released outside of Europe. And if it did, or outside of Europe, I'm sorry, outside of Japan, that's what I meant to say. Outside of Japan, it was released in, you know, the US, Canada, England, Europe. I believe it would have been even more successful. So anyway, thank you for watching this content again, and take care until the next video. And continuing to make more 80s consoles, and then eventually, I'm just doing chronological order, eventually I'm going to move to the 90s. So don't worry, I do have some more computers that are in the late 80s though, but yeah, we'll say that for another time. Anyway, thanks again for watching.